recording. All right, we good to go, Doc. We good to go, man. Back again for another one. Yeah, we know it's the Unprofessionals, the boy Slim, aka Cliff.
And it's your boy Caesar, aka Jarvis. And look, I know we don't talk a lot of baseball,
Right.
but I do want to give a shout out to Mariano Rivera and really the baseball writers of America. Um, they usually don't give 100% of Hall of Fame votes to a player. Like no player has ever gotten in with
Mm-hmm.
100% yes. Even though I would make the argument a couple people probably should have. Ken Griffey Jr., Cal Ripken Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
who probably should have garnered that. But for Rivera to be the first as probably one of the most dominant pitchers ever, particularly in the closing role, seemingly with one pitch, the cut fastball. Um, they called him the Sandman in New York. And he came in, it was lights out for the most part. I mean, that dude was the epitome of perfection. The last player in MLB to wear the number 42. Um, I mean, the dominance was uncanny. So shout out to Rivera. I think Derek Jeter will probably garner 100% as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it'll be interesting to see if that trend grows. But I can remember this was probably the first Hall of Fame baseball class that I've seen where I can remember watching all of the guys play
Right. Right.
in terms
Okay.
of people who got in. So this was like people of my era playing and growing up and watching the sport. Um, it was like, oh man, I know all of these guys. Can vividly remember Roy Halladay and Musina and Lee Smith and Harold Baines. Like I remember watching these dudes. So it was cool. 100%. Shout out to the writer. Shout out to Rivera and all the Hall of Fame class.
That's crazy, man. Because you more of a baseball guy than I am, but I'm enough of a baseball guy to who I know who Mariano Rivera is, and yeah, that's something to be 100% on the voting. Yeah, Doc, that's something for real right there. That's like again, a guy that really never no controversy. Never ever really
Nope.
heard no controversy and like throwing slick pitches to people or
No.
drugs, off the field problem, none of that. Like you said, 100% professional. Unlike us, we're unprofessional. But what,
Absolutely.
as our shirts say, so y'all see that, people? Y'all see how
Yeah, look
the
at that
fly little shirts?
branding.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
official. We got the shirts now. But no, that's what's up. Mariano Rivera, yes, and keep a lookout for people like Derek Jeter. I can see Derek Jeter getting in on 100%, and I agree with you. People like, especially one of those names you said, Ken Griffey Jr. That Joker should have got in 100%. Shouldn't have been no
Yeah.
question. But like you said, it might be a changing of the times.
Yeah, it's probably an indication that a lot of the older people who had votes have passed away, and some of that old mentality that well, Babe Ruth didn't get 100%, so why would I ever? Yeah, okay, times have changed, and those people have gone out, and I think it's important to shout that out because he really was closing personified. He was a guy who when he came in, it was lights out.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. That's what's up. Um, Yeah, man. The thing I wanted to talk about, and I wanted us to give about, we gonna put a cap on it for real this time,
okay,
because we got families and everything. Lord help us today. About 30 minutes. We about 4 minutes in, so we still got about a solid 30 minutes
okay,
to talk about it. The title I sent you was funny. The text message was Cowboy contracts, and there's three contracts I want us to address in these 30 minutes. And
okay.
I'll let you pick the order, but the three we gonna talk about is Dak, Amari, and Zeke. So you fire off who the first one, then you go ahead, because we got to see, because it's gonna get squirrely with the developments that with Dak and Amari are in
Yeah,
camp. Zeke technically now is a no-show at camp.
yeah.
So yeah, so go ahead, whoever you want to
Well,
talk about first, or
well, let's
whatever.
start with. I mean, let's start with the latest news. Let's start with Zeke and
Okay.
his contract. And let me be clear. Of all of the contracts that need to get handled in Dallas, like thank God that they got Lawrence wrapped up.
Right.
But I think about Jalen Smith, And like I think about other guys, smaller contracts, but guys that are instrumental to what actually happens on the field.
Yes.
Um, I'm gonna put all of this on Dak Prescott's shoulders.
Okay.
We're gonna start with Zeke, but I just wanted to be clear that it is his fault that we even having these conversations.
Okay.
But I'm gonna start with Zeke. I do not have a problem with Ezekiel Elliott wanting to secure himself financially.
Okay.
I believe that he is right now the most important player on the offensive side of the ball for the Cowboys. With that being said, you got 2 years, bro. Like, like I need you in camp to get the reps that you need to be able to understand what's happening with this new offense so that you can help your quarterback and the rest of your offense be successful when the season starts. This is not the year for you to be holding out, bro. I get it. I get it. You want to make sure you, as a running back, the pounding that you take, the importance that you have, you want to get paid. I am all for Zeke getting his money, but I need you in camp, bro. You got 2 years. Like you're a millionaire.
Right.
At least you can say that you're a millionaire. Dak Prescott is still just a thousandaire
Right.
for the next 2 years. Like he's just a thousandaire. So I really need Zeke to be in. I understand where he is from a business standpoint, but bruh, get in the camp. We got a new offensive coordinator. You know your quarterback is already shaky without you. Get in the camp, bruh.
Yeah. I'm gonna echo that sentiment, man, and it's crazy. You brought up something. I totally forgot that we got the new offensive coordinator. Oh, I say we. Excuse me. The Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys got the new offensive coordinator. The quarterback that used to quarterback at Boys and he was on the team. What's his name? Uh, Kellen
There you go,
Moore.
Kellen Moore. There you go.
Kellen Moore is the new offensive quarterback. I totally forgot about that. And you're right. See, my thing is another point that you brought up is the thing about him having 2 years on the contract. This is something I think people know. So when they hear that he signed through 2020, don't get the math mixed up. No, he's in his fourth. This will be his fourth year. The Cowboys exercised the fifth year option, and so 2019 season, 2020 season, no matter what, you making that money. It don't even matter because even if you sign to an extension, that contract wouldn't kick in until year 6 anyway.
Anyway,
So I understand the need for security. And like you said, I agree. I understand, but get your money. Basically, when this fool play, he leads the league in rushing. That's just what that is. When he plays, even when the Cowboys have had the offensive line got a little shaky there for half a second, he still was getting touches, still getting yards. Most important player on the offense, got it. I saw a quote where somebody called him the actual quote unquote quarterback of the Cowboys, meaning that that super huge contract that you normally give to your quarterback, you can in this instance you can give to a guy like Zeke. But I'm like you. You brought up a great point. I forgot about that. Just for the simple fact of learning the offense and having something even remotely close to a new triplet type thing going on with Cooper and Prescott. Just for that, dog, go to camp. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I thought that he was gonna hold out until technically he has to report by August 6th to crew. That's what I think I thought he was gonna go to camp and then like take another pause. But then I guess now I did say in my mind he was gonna hold out till August 6th. He'll report on August 6th. And I'm
yeah,
not saying I agree with that. But it's like this. Go to camp so you can start learning the offense so you can build a camaraderie. That's what you need to do in the chemistry. You got to do that. Also, I'm not mad at you because by simply stating, hey man, I was thinking about holding out because I want y'all to know I'm serious. Even with 2 years on the contract, I'm not mad at that either. Go ahead. throw a spade on the table, but don't throw the big joker out there. Don't throw the little joker, the ace spade out there. Throw the 9 out of 10 of spade out there to let them know that you mean business. But go ahead and report the camp. And to his credit, he still could do that. He could have missed his first 1 or 2 days of camp and just been like, hey, that's just to let y'all know that I'm serious. But with
Right.
2 years left on the contract, and this is my last point, we could go on, is that, dog, when you signed your rookie deal, dog, you knew what was going to happen. If you were shooting to be one of the best players in the NFL and one of the best running backs in the league, and you actually achieved that success, did you think the Cowboys were not going to exercise the 5th-year option? Of course they was going to exercise it. And what you want them to do? Now, you can't get no endorsements because you want to flip people over barriers in Vegas and you want to get on film in a dispensary. So you can't even get that upfront money that ain't got nothing to do with the Cowboys because you can't keep yourself out of trouble and conspiracy and controversy. You can't do that to give yourself some relief so you can go ahead and even though you are already a millionaire, you don't even have to, you could be on your Marshawn Lynch and only spend your endorsement money type thing.
Right.
Nah, we can't do that. But you want to press the Cowboys like, and this is one of them type of things where like, yes, it's a business and everybody is a person. At the end of the day, they got to get their money. But you know you're dealing with a hard cap. And the other thing that trips me out
Right.
is that last point for real this time. Why jeopardize the chemistry? This could be the year. This could be the year, like the year, the 13-3 year you had when you lost at the last to the hands of Aaron Rodgers. At least you can blame that on Aaron Rodgers making this
Right.
impossible throw, with Jared Cook making this impossible catch, and you literally losing by inches. But this is the first year you could possibly be getting Travis Fredericks back on the line. You have this
Hey,
young linebacker core who can be the best linebacker core in the game, and you
because you know Sean
jeopardize
Lee only gonna
all,
play 4 games.
huh?
Because you know Sean Lee only gonna play 4 games.
Sean Leon, man, I was looking at that the other day. That's a whole nother time. I was looking at the other day. I was like, Doc, we run a 4-3, and you put Jalen Smith, Van Der Esch, and Sean Lee, a healthy Sean Lee on the field, bro. That's gangster. But yeah, Sean Lee's only gonna play about 4 ball games. But anyway, but yeah, like Zeke, why jeopardize all that with 2 years left on your contract? You could get in there, make a staple, and make your case, man. Just all you should be with 2 years left on your contract. Your team, his team should have been telling him, say, dog, this is what we gonna do. Go in there, do your thing that you've been doing. You gonna finish in the top 3 in rushing no matter what. You stay healthy, barring injury or something like that. Go do that, and guess what? Don't have no headlines that ain't got nothing to do but between the lines. If you ain't got no headlines about your off the field nothing, you'll have a full year of successful running, a full year of no headlines off the field, and then you can go in there and have all the leverage you want. Because Stephen M. Jones them already saying that the baseline for his contract is gonna be what Gurley got, so he gonna get
Right.
paid.
Right.
He
They
gonna get
backed up the
paid.
truck. I just don't get it.
Lord have mercy.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's move to Cooper.
Okay.
And I want to say I heard, and I didn't see I didn't see him. He was on First Take recently. I didn't see or hear the comments, but I was talking to Brother Jordan, and he mentioned that they were rattling off a list of premier wide receivers who were making top dollar.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that Max Kellerman asked him if he felt like he should be getting paid in that echelon. And he said, while he thought that he could play to that level, essentially he didn't feel like he was there yet.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, cool. Shows some humility. Also shows, to me, it was like, hey, I'm letting y'all know I'm willing to take a little bit less
Right.
because
Right.
I
Right.
feel like there's something that we got going here in Dallas. So hearing that, I was like, okay, he's not gonna go full diva route and demand top 5 money because his rookie season he was dynamic. He followed that up with a sophomore campaign that was really good, and he just kind of disappeared. Some of that is Oakland, but he definitely brought a calming type of presence to Dak from that wide out standpoint. Somebody that he could throw the ball to, trust that he would at least try to make a play, something that we hadn't seen from the wide receiver position in a while. Even with clumsy hands, uh, clumsy hands and one route. one route running wide receivers that we've had in the past. So I do like the fact that Cooper sounds as though he also is willing to do what's going to be best for the team and himself. So I'm not giving y'all a discount, but at the same time, I understand what's happening here, and I want to make it work. That was good to hear.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Amari is definitely mature enough to kind of look at regaining some of the momentum his career had. You know, when you talk about them first 2 years in Oakland, he is in that conversation in terms of early career success like your Odells and stuff like that. And for him to have that dip year really for no good reason. You know, I mean, yeah, he was in Oakland or whatever, and yeah, Derek Carr got hurt, la la la. But really, at the end of the day, you know, it shouldn't really reflect on him. But he took a dip. And then, you
Yeah,
know, he gained some of that back because he comes over to a Dallas Cowboys franchise. And like you said, creates this dynamic with Dak Prescott that elevates his production, elevates the production of the team. They get a playoff win, all this other stuff like that. It just revitalizes that offense, you know.
fact.
And these are the type of things, you know, that we know Bonafide for sure. Those are the things he takes to the table when he goes and negotiate his contract. And for him to still have some humility to say, you know what, I can't put myself up there with the Julios and the Michael Thomases and the Odells of the world where I can go in and possibly be tinkering with that $20 million a year, you know, the 18, yeah, whatever. So yeah, I think that, yeah, I think he would be willing to have some flexibility, you know, as long as he felt comfortable. I think he probably realizes, I mean, obviously he didn't play for all the rest of the teams, but to go from Oakland and go to a situation like Dallas where he saw his success rate go back up and to know where he can be successful, that's real
Yeah,
cool. And man, just a small point, quiet as it's kept, man. When you that receiving core, that starting receiving core for Dallas, I actually like it. If your boy can stay healthy, we got from the Packers,
Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb. If Randall Cobb can stay healthy, they said he's been doing very well in camp. He is kind of like your I ain't gonna say prototypical, but in his heyday at slot with the Packers, I
Yeah,
mean
for
that's
sure,
what you wanted.
for
And you
sure.
got him, you got Amari Cooper, and I like Gallup. Gallup showed some
Yeah,
sparks.
I like Gallup.
Gallup showed some sparks, and if he can be a deep threat or something on that other side, and especially if you're talking about being able to catch, you know, 9, 10, 12 yard route for the first down, stuff like that, and we can trust more in him, yeah. And then, of course, you got the elder statesman coming back out of retirement. You know,
Yeah, because he was
the
terrible.
ageless. I'm talking about ageless. But if you got something like that, it definitely provides Dak Prescott with a kind of
Yeah,
overall comfort zone, you know. And
for
yes,
sure.
Zeke, that's something else that Zeke does well. Catch the ball out of the backfield. You know, that's something that you can help with. Help us help you. Like for real. Come on. Like let's do that. For real, for real.
So, with that being said, it always will continue to come down to the quarterback. Now, look, again, let me be clear.
He's gonna be
That,
clear, folks.
let me hold on. Let me go back to my notes.
Go to the notes.
If I could ever just slap a child and not get
Don't do it.
so, Dak Prescott is supposed to make $720,000 this year. That's how
Okay.
much his contract is supposed to. Now, he is worth far more than $720,000.
True.
I mean, that's just come on. But at the same time, where he got drafted and where you get slotted based on that play, I mean, you wasn't even supposed to start. There is a good chance that if Tony Romo doesn't get hurt his rookie season, the Dak Prescott is still not on the field.
Very true. Very
Like
true.
those are things that you can't just discount when you talk about this full perspective. Now, it happened. Romo got hurt. Dak came in with no expectation, was able to take this great team around him and not screw it up. he was able to, when things broke down, use his legs and score. I think the first or second most touchdowns from a quarterback position his rookie season. Great, that's wonderful. But what we're not gonna do is act like this guy is a $30 million quarterback. That's what we're not gonna do.
Agreed. Agreed.
It is impossible to fathom that he got third round,
No, he was a fourth round draft pick.
fourth, fourth round draft pick with literally no fanfare coming out of college into the draft, who was slotted to sit behind Antonio Romo, Anthony Romo, comes in and just doesn't lose. He came in with the most productive rookie running back. He had fumble hand Dez, sure hand Witten, an amazing defense, the best offensive line at every position, and he played well. This guy is not worth $30 million. I don't care how much money some of these other quarterbacks are making and ain't done, quote unquote, as much as him. Does he need to be making 25 million? No. Whatever the number is, I give him whatever gives me the ability to sign Cooper and Ezekiel. And I start with Ezekiel and I say, bro, here's a pen, Elliott. Write the number on the piece of paper, and we're going to work everybody contract from that number. So if that ultimately leaves Dak with 18 and Amari with 18, then that's what that means. Because I've seen Dak Prescott without Ezekiel Elliott. I've seen Dak Prescott without a competent wide receiver that you have to pay attention to and game plan for, and it ain't pretty. I think he needs to get paid. I want him to get paid, but I want them to be sensible.
Okay, so first of all, yes, I have. And I'm with you on all that. Me and you are on the same side of the coin. Uh, you have actually kind of changed your stance a little bit, and you've made it way more palatable. So when you say a concept or equation like I want to sign, or the Dallas Cowboys should sign Dak Prescott to a contract that allows them to sign Zeke and Cooper comfortably, then yeah, I'm with that. Like all day long. Like that should be an aim. Uh, all of the rhetoric, in which was very true, as far as him being a fourth round draft pick, coming in no fanfare, things falling apart when he didn't have Zeke. I have high issues with his accuracy. I don't have a huge problem with his decision making, but his accuracy, and that is from mid range to deep ball accuracy, is suspect. Like for real, for real. I look for him to continue to get better at that. His running is indeed a plus. You do have to take into account if Tony Romo never gets hurt. You know, like you just said, he still could be holding the clipboard. He could be on another football team by now. You know, without that opportunity, without that opportunity. The only part where I think that I won't say that we disagree, because I don't have a problem with like saying, okay, this is Zeke, this is Amari, and then what's left over is 18 and a half, 17 and a half, something like that for Dak. I don't have a problem with that, but the reality is that with his accolades, does he have more playoff wins than Tony Romo?
Who cares?
Um, the leadership,
Bro, Tony Romo, wait.
I'm just asking.
What we not gonna do is disrespect Tony Romo.
No, I'm not a Tony Romo hater. That is not me.
Okay, because Tony ain't never played with a team like that.
All I'm saying is just that the same way that we had a list of deficiencies, there's going to be a list of accomplishments that him and his
Okay.
agent are going to the
All right.
table with.
All right.
You
All
know,
right.
playoff win.
He got
His
two.
winning percentage, his touchdown to interception ratio, all these things are, now, and then you may say, well, yeah, that's all good, but he's never been a 4,000 yard passer, I don't think, and stuff
Nope.
like so. It's like so it's a tit for tat depending on where you want to lean. Now, this is one thing I looked up real quick, and I just want to look at this, give an
Bring
overview,
it.
talking about quarterback salaries, right? So we
Okay.
know that Russell Wilson right now, his yearly average is 35 million. Right?
Yes.
Coming in at second is Ben Roethlisberger, overpaid,
Okay.
$34 million a year.
Yes.
After that, you got Aaron Rodgers at 33 and a half. You got
Okay.
Carson Wentz with his new extension at 32. You got Matt Ryan with his new extension making 30. And then you got Kirk Cousins at 28, Jimmy Garoppolo at 27 and a half, Stafford at 27. Now I'll stop there. The 20s stop with Tom Brady, who's making 20 and a half, which that's an
Right.
anomaly. So I'll name the person
Right.
above him. Above him is Cam Newton, who's making 20.7,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Then really the last of that bunch that's making double-digit millions per year is Andy Dalton at
Okay.
16, right?
Yes.
So this is
Mm.
my question. If you
Yeah.
want to
Say it.
put Dak at about 18 million, is
Uh huh.
Dak better than Cam Newton, Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, Nick Foles, Joe Flacco, Alex Smith, even though he hurt, Andrew Luck? Like, is he better than any of those guys? The bottom of the
Dak
list,
Prescott.
yeah.
Just as a quarterback right now,
Yeah.
is Dak Prescott better than Eli Manning? Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Eli
But
makes 21. He
Eli
makes
Manning has also been playing for 15 years.
I'm with you. Eli Manning makes $21 million.
Okay. He's better than Eli Manning.
Okay. Is he better than Nick Foles and Joe Flacco?
Now,
And I'm only doing this for
okay.
money. I'm only
No,
doing
no,
this for
no,
money.
no,
I'm
no,
not I'm not
no,
I'm not trying
you.
to, only
No,
for
no,
the
I got you.
money.
I got you.
Just as another qualifier, just another barometer.
Let me. Okay, let's go back to Cam, and
Okay.
I'm gonna take it from guys I would rather have.
Okay.
I would rather have Cam than Dak. I would
Okay.
rather have Cam. I would rather have Dak over Andy Dalton.
Of course.
At this point, I'd rather have Dak over Joe Flacco.
Okay.
I think I think I would rather have Dak over Nick Foles only because I've seen full time starter Nick Foles and I am not impressed.
Okay.
Now, with those three that I just named, I don't think that Dak Prescott is head and shoulders a bit better than those guys.
Okay.
Would I rather have Dak over Kirk Cousins? I don't know about that.
Okay. And it's fun. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Would I want him or Phillip Rivers? Phillip Rivers. Would I want him or Tom Brady? Tom Brady. Would I want him or Ben Roethlisberger? Ben Roethlisberger. Would I want Dak or Case Keenum? Dak. But again, not head and shoulders. Would I want Dak or Carson Wentz? Now, this is where we get into an interesting thing
This is yeah. Yeah.
because I would argue, based on what I saw prior to Carson Wentz getting hurt, if you put Carson Wentz on the Cowboys and you put Dak on the Eagles prior to the injury, you got Carson with Ezekiel and fumble hands Dez and Jason Witten. I think the Cowboys have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl than they did with Dak Prescott.
Okay.
I think skill set wise, Carson Wentz is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott.
Okay.
On paper, Dak Prescott's accomplishments.
Accomplishments. You don't have to quote it. You don't have to put them
That,
in quotations.
no, no, just
Accomplishments.
no, because it's not. That's not for you. That's just that's what people will say for the people who want to look at just the paper.
Right.
His accomplishments far exceed what Carson Wentz has done.
Okay.
But I do think that Carson Wentz is a step and a half better than Dak.
Okay. I can dig that. I can dig that. Now it's
Jimmy
funny because
Garoppolo, I don't know. Jimmy Garoppolo, the book is still out. I ain't even seen Garoppolo play.
right, right. So it is, and that's and so when you start talking in that $25 million range for Dak, he would be in the company of the patch of quarterbacks like your Kirk, because the $30 million club ends with Matt Ryan, and right after that,
Yeah, these ants are coming at it everywhere, like holes.
hey, we was running up on 30 minutes anyway, but this is what we'll say. This is how it is because they're so eager to get on camera. Lord help us today. But I'll say this. I'll say this. I can see Dak paying 20. I can see paying Dak 25. 25 unfortunately puts him right in the pack with Garoppolo, Cousins, Stafford, Carr, Breeze, Luck, uh, Smith, and Joe Flacco is making it like 23, 22. So he would make more than them. I'll put him above Alex Smith and making $25 million, that's like a Derek Carr contract. And I don't have no problem with that. I think that it's crazy that Andrew Luck and Breeze are making less than that, but it's probably more so about when their contracts came up and all this other stuff like that. But if you have to pay the man around 25, that's gonna be market value. And then the other name, the reason why I kind of stuck around that Kirk Cousins name is because of the type of contract Kirk Cousins has. I believe that some of the incentive that you can put, two things that you can put in Dak's contract to make it more solid, even though it might not be as lucrative as another deal, is that you make all his money guaranteed, you make it a shorter amount of years, and you give him close to the most, or if not the most, guaranteed money. That's what you do.
I can see that.
That's what you do.
That would be my
That's how I think you put together a deal that works all over for the team, that allows them to comfortably know that they can manage Zeke's contract when it comes up time and they can sign Amari. That's what I think,
yeah.
but I don't know.
No. And I told you a long time ago, if they wanted to give Dak 1 year, 30 mil, I'm all for it.
Right. Right. But I mean, you want to sign him for longer than a year. But yeah, I get what you said. I have no problem with that. But hey, I'm gonna let you go handle that, and let you be a professional in your own household. But that's what's up though, man. And we got to come back because we got to do another final wrap up on the NBA offseason now that all the
Yeah.
dust has kind of settled, and we'll do some predictions or whatever. But we'll go ahead and we'll wrap it up right there. Cowboy
All right.
contracts. That's what's up, man. We out. Oh Lord, have
Peace.
mercy. All right, fool.